Hey everyone, welcome back to the Little Shop of Hoarders and the PDX Picker channel. I'm Chris. Got some orders that sold for me on eBay and Poshmark. We're gonna talk about the holiday slowdown in eBay and how that might be affecting you, what we can do to try and get out of it. So stick around after the intro song. We'll pull those orders and talk about that topic.
Wanna buy that Farrah Fawcett poster? There's dispensers and a toaster. Don't know why. That kind of stuff you throw away. I'll sell on eBay.
All right, so 11 orders going out today over the past 4 days, but that includes Christmas. It's been slow. I think it's been slow for everyone. It seems like eBay, online shopping in general, has gone down for a lot of resellers across the board. But hopefully that's not the case for you out there. So comment below. How are your sales going? Are you doing great, doing bad, whatever? So of course, by the time this comes out, it's probably going to be the first or second week of January. But anyway, comment below. How were your December sales? I had a lot of good clothing sales. So if you are into reselling clothes, you're going to find some good bolos on here. So let's go ahead and start pulling those orders. The first one I just picked up a couple of weeks ago, a brand that was new to me and turned out to be a really nice quick flip too. Good money, really fast sale. So this is this Relwen lamb's wool. I think it's 80% lamb's wool or something like that. It's show the tag here in a bit, but I picked this up for $12.99 and 80% lamb's wool, 20% nylon. Picked up for $12.99 and it sold in about a week for $90 plus shipping. Really good size. This is an extra large. That is not focusing at all. There you go, you can kind of see it. It just does not want to focus. Very frustrating. But super nice Henley sweater, and I think those are about $150 to $200 new. And that one was in really good condition. And if you see those out there, they are good pickups. So $12.99 into $90 in about a week. We followed that up. This is the same like 2 days that I found these items. So another super fast flip, and this one is much more obvious. This is a Patagonia Cinchilla fleece jacket that I picked up for $8.99 at my local thrift store, and that sold in about a week for $59.99 plus shipping. Like I said, that one is more obvious, but I've been having some hot and cold moments, and a lot more cold moments than I thought with Patagonia lately, where they aren't selling. Sometimes they're not selling at all, and sometimes they're not selling. A lot of the times they're not selling for anywhere close to a high premium price. But that one was good. Again, another good size. This is an extra large. So if you haven't heard it before, stick with ideally just a large or above. Some mediums will sell okay. Smalls are super hard to sell. We're just a big group of people nowadays, and so there are not a lot of smalls that will sell. So try and get preferably at least a large. This next item, so we're starting out with 3 really good clothing sales. We're going to pull this, and then we're going to talk about the Poshmark orders, and then we'll get into the topic. I sold these before already. These are Nike Air Prestos, women's size 8. They are leather, which is a little bit rarer. But sold these already for, and then they were returned because I think they didn't quite fit. Well, I know that's what it was. They didn't fit. But I resold these again very quickly for $59.95. Picked these up for $5 at my local thrift store before they started going crazy on pricing their shoes. And so those are in really good condition, really nice. If you can find these leather Nike Air Prestos, really good sellers. So far we've got $210 in sales, and we've only had about $25 of cost of goods into it. So a really nice start to these sales. So haven't been too many sales, but a lot of really high dollar ones, which is nice. This one, it turned out okay. Wasn't a huge profit. I bought 2 pairs of shoes at the same time. One of them was much better than the other one, but both of them still sold quickly and for a pretty good profit. These are these Sorel boots. Women's, been worn one time, and I had to pay $25 for those. I bought 2 pairs of shoes. They're both basically brand new for 50 bucks. The other ones I sold for 90. These ones I sold for 50. So not a huge profit, but didn't take very long. And those are the Sorel Explorer 2 shoes. Kind of a unique colorway, so maybe helped them sell relatively quickly. And then the next one that sold. If you don't know, Roughwear is a really, really good brand of dog-related accessories. I think it's all dog. Maybe there's cat ones. But this is, I paid up for this. I paid $9.99 for it. This is a harness, Roughwear harness that was in really good condition. It's called the Switchback. And that is the logo you're going to be looking for, Roughwear. Really higher end dog accessory, mostly harnesses, collars, things of that nature. And that sold for $32 plus shipping on Poshmark. They also usually sell pretty quickly, which certainly helps. And then lastly, in terms of the Poshmark orders, I bought a year ago, and it took me a year to list these, but I bought a bunch of North Face clothing from at a garage sale, and that one was a bit of a mistake, but I didn't really pay as close of attention to the condition as I should have, and that really hurts the value. But so I was paying $5 for all these North Face fleece jackets, and this one sold. It's vintage. It's probably from the late 90s or early 2000s, and it sold for $18 plus shipping. I guess it would help if I actually showed it on there. But just like I said, condition was a bit of an issue with it. There was some paint and little stains here and there. And man, I hate the thing with fleece that I hate is I very, very rarely let my dogs in here, but you would think that my dogs climbed all over this with the amount of hair that has ended up on that. So anyway, let's get into the topic. It's the new year when this video comes out. And again, what are we going to do to maximize on a reselling business to really hit the gate running, or hit the ground running right out of the gate from the start of the year? So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to try and list every single day something, some sort of, whether it's 1, 5, 10. For me, my goal is 5 listings a day. And what that does is it keeps that eBay algorithm fresh and paying attention to your store and your listings. eBay loves when you have a store that lists things regularly. Daily is the best way to do it. Doesn't have to be daily, but you should shoot for daily. And if you do not have a lot of inventory, which I know a lot of us struggle at this time of the year with coming up with inventory, maybe our death piles aren't that good or whatever, but even if you don't have a lot of inventory and you can only list 1 item a day, that's still going to be better than spending 1 day a week listing 7 items and having them go live all in 1 day. Instead, what you should do is, if you're going to do all of your listings in 1 day, just make them drafts and then publish 1 a day so that you can continue to keep that activity going. That's what eBay likes. That's what is going to really benefit your store. The other thing I'm going to continue to do, and I'm going to tweak it to be even a little bit higher, is I want to focus on a high sell-through rate. For any of you long-term watchers or viewers of my channel, I'm not saying anything that is new or that you haven't heard from me say before many, many times. I just said it a couple weeks ago in a video. But it's so important for those of us that want to have a successful reselling business. In my opinion, what I have found to have a huge success for me for 2024 was I focused on sell-through rate and listing regularly. So sell-through rate, for those of you that don't know what it is, super quickly, what you want to do is you want to get as specific into searching for an item, as specific as you possibly can on eBay. I'll take these Sorels here as an example. You want to not only find out what the model is, but you also want to look at the particular colorway. For some shoes it's easier than others, but you want to look at, so what you want to put in your search parameters, the colorway, and sometimes you even want to go so far as the size. When you search for that, you're going to want to put a lot of those search terms in quotes so that the eBay search doesn't give you a whole bunch of extra extraneous results that aren't applicable. And then you're going to hit search and it's going to pull up a number of listings. Let's just say, for sake of ease, let's say there's 100 listings that pull up when you type in that specific shoe model. So that means there's 100 current active listings. Then you're gonna go down and choose the sold listings, and you're gonna pull up a number, and let's say it's 50. So there's 50 listings that have sold in the last 90 days, and there's 100 current listings. So what you then do to calculate the sell-through rate is you take the number of sold listings and you divide that by the number of active listings. In this case, 50 divided by 100 is 0.5 or 50%. So that means that this particular item, and this is a hypothetical case, but in this hypothetical case, this item has a 50% sell-through rate. The higher that number is, the better. It's possible to have a 10,000% sell-through rate. It's possible to have 1,000,000% sell-through rate. You want that number to be as high as it possibly can go, because the higher that number is, the more in demand that product is, and the more quickly it's going to sell. For me, in the market that I'm in, I can't shoot for a super high sell-through rate of 250% or 500%. That's just not realistic if I want to have a store of any size based off of my parameters for what I have for amount of time to put into my business. Maybe for you that number could be that high, but for me, I'm going to shoot for that number, 50%. I want a 50% sell-through rate or higher. And anytime that I am outsourcing and I find an item that is below 50%, I'm probably going to automatically not even consider buying it. There are certain situations where I might, consider still buying that item, but that's a personal reason. But for business sake, it's a good idea to just come up with that percentage, stick to it, and only buy items that fall under that sell-through rate. So if you just do those two things, if you only make those two changes in your business, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to have a significant increase in your sales from starting in 2025 compared to 2024 and years past. So let's go ahead and pull the rest of those orders. What I've really found is the number of items in your store. Some people are really heavily focused on that. They want to have a store that has 1,000 items in it, 500 items in it, 1,500, 2,000, whatever it is. But I found that the size of your store doesn't really matter anywhere close to the same as the number of items that have a high sell-through rate in your store. If you have 100 items in your store, that's it, and they all have a 300% sell-through rate, that means every month you're going to sell all 100 of those items. That's basically how the math works on that. And if you're selling 100 items a month every single month, it doesn't matter how big your store is. You just need to have at least 100 items in there. So sell-through rate is much more important than the size of your store, which a lot of other resellers sometimes focus on. Here's a little sale. These Craftsman sockets, these are all metric size. Picked these up for basically, I think it was about 50 cents because they were in a big lot of other sockets. And those sold for $12 plus shipping. That's back when I was thinking for some reason that Craftsman wrenches and sockets were a good sale. Were a good item to pick up. They're not. It took forever to sell. So not something that I would buy currently. I did sell a Christmas ornament. This one right here, a vintage Enesco, a spoonful of love, sold for $9.99 plus shipping. Picks up for $1. I think I have maybe 2 ornaments left out of a big lot of ornaments that I picked up all for $1 each. So that was nice to sell those even after Christmas. That's come and gone. Sold another vintage safety razor. Paid a little under $5 for all these in a big lot that I sold, and let's try and get that one here. I don't know why these do not like to focus. Ooh. Apparently if I put it in the background, This is a cool Gillette. This is called a Gillette Flare Tip Super Speed Double Edge. Sold for $14.96 plus shipping. 2 more items sold. This is the second item that I sold from a small lot of things I bought from Commonwealth Picker on Dibdit. These are some Motu figures. There's one, and there's the other. Bought, I think, 10 different Motu figures for around $10 total, including shipping from him. And these two sold for $11.95 plus shipping. The other lot I think sold for $10, so it wasn't going to be a ton of money. I just thought it was cool to buy something from the Commonwealth Picker. And I like Motu figures a lot, so our He-Man figures. This is Beastman, excuse me, and that's Mossman. And neither of them have any accessories, and they're not in spectacular condition, but they're just display guys. They stand up, which is very important for Motu figures. If they can stand, that means they can be displayed. So anyway, again, $11.95 plus shipping. And then the last item of the day, I picked these up for so cheap, but I thought they were going to be a lot better than they turned out to be. Picked up a whole bunch of these Essential Marvel, like small omnibus volumes. They're in reader condition. They're not in very good condition. These were very well used, but I bought them all for 10 cents each. I bought 10 total, so 10 for $1. And I have a few listed. They're going to be slower sales, and they're not going to be for very high dollar. Like these two sold for, these are Fantastic Four, Volume 1 and 2. And those sold for $22.99 free shipping. Probably cost about, I don't know, $10 to ship it. So again, not huge money, but they're fun, nice reader copies. And again, what I mean by reader copies, for those of you that don't know, it just means those are copies that somebody's going to buy to read them, not for the collectible value of them, or not to buy them to grade them or to stick them away in a shelf only to be looked at. Those are going to be reader copies, so which a lot of people actually want to read the comics, so they do still have value. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you did, and subscribe to my channel to get some more content like this in the future. Good luck with all your reselling ventures out there. We'll talk to you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.